You're also involved in a lot of art education programs. Why is that important to you? Why did you decide to do that?
It's ironic because like I was telling you, my first kind of young artist programs were Des Moines Metro Opera program. I was in the Opera Iowa section of that, which is a really young artist program where you're basically doing outreach the entire time. Mm-hmm. So outreach is when you go and you perform for little kids in schools twice every day, 5 days a week at 8:30 and 10 in the morning. Like wow. You're singing, yeah, wake up and sing. It was really hard and challenging. And of course, while you're doing it, you don't always appreciate it because you're just like so tired. And these kids though, when you see them, their faces just light up in a way that it makes you say, okay, this was worth doing. Yeah. And it's not about them becoming opera singers or even musicians or even artists. That would be great. Yeah. And we can always use more. But the real point of it is to have a well-rounded education. When I was going to school, I had 5 days of art a week, whether it was 3 days of, painting and sculpting and all that, and music 2 days, or vice versa the week after, music 3 days and art the other 2. I had it in my education. And nowadays, kids are lucky if they get 40 minutes a week, especially in that really early years. There's just no funding, especially in America. So one of the things I've really tried to fight for is lobbying. I really want us to go to the government and ask for more money for this art form, but also just for the arts in general. Yeah. So it's really important to me. I try to partner up with schools whenever I'm on the road. It becomes a little bit of a challenge. Sometimes there's like union rules with the house, and there's all these different things because the houses have the connections to these schools in their areas. When I was in Houston, I got to do a master class, and it works out. I find ways that people can help me help other people. And so it's a joy for me. You never get tired of seeing their minds blown when they hear you for the first time because it's just so big and
what is happening?
Literally their eyes just pop open, and there's really honestly you can't think of a better thing to see. I wish all the audience members were the same way. Actually, ironically, I always talk about this, but there's like this there are super titles in opera and or subtitles, but usually super titles, which are up above the stage. And if you're in the first 2-3 rows, you're literally gonna have to
looking up.
Look up like that. And I'm right here. And I'm like, just look at me. I promise you'll understand. I'm not saying anything that odd.
Yeah.
Plus I'm acting, I'm giving you the story physically too. So I used to love doing that when I was in college, when I would go to the Met, because I went to school in New York where I live. And when I would go, I would turn off the subtitles. Mm-hmm. Because I wanted to understand it without. And if I could, I would say that was a good performance in multiple ways, not just good singing, but also really good acting because I understood what was going on at all times. And it's really not that complicated. These stories aren't that.
It's not. It's really self-explanatory most of the time.
The plots are mostly simple, but there are moments to be like, what just happened?
True. Okay, that was the last question.
I'll talk to you for all